RC & Co lawyers offer our services in immigration law. In this subfield of law, you will learn about the many visa subclasses made available by the Minister and the Department of Home Affairs. We aim to provide you with guidance as to the vast categories of visa options, including visitor visas, study and training visas, family and partner visas, working and skilled visas, and refugee and humanitarian visas, as well as other visa avenues particular to your circumstances, including resident return visas and bridging visas. We also offer our services and guidance in citizenship applications, merits appeals, and judicial review on immigration matters.
RC & Co lawyers offer our services in immigration law. In this subfield of law, you will learn about the many subclasses made available by the Minister and the Department of Home Affairs, including visitor visas, study and training visas, family and partner visas, working and skilled visas, and refugee and humanitarian visas, as well as other visa avenues particular to your circumstances, including resident return visas and bridging visas. We also offer our services and guidance in citizenship applications, merits appeals, and judicial review on immigration matters. If you have questions in relation to Australia immigration matters, please do not hesitate to contact us at RC & Co Lawyers.
Good noon, co-Filipinos around the globe. On our previous live session, we've covered most of the frequently asked questions or FAQs for all types of visas. The immigration team is ready to give you information about business visa in Australia. So for those who have plans in pursuing their business in Australia, this is your chance. I am Desiree Gomez, Immigration Legal Clerk. We are here to provide you with legal advice. With me, Alex Monalem, our Business Development Executive in RC & Co Lawyers. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Desiree. Good afternoon. And how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
All right, great. It's a wonderful Thursday. You know, the excitement I have right now, you just don't know how I feel. So excited. I just recalled matter of 1 month, we just had that information session about immigration, correct?
Yes, it's almost 1 month. We had our first session on the 27th of August, and now we are doing it again due to public demand.
Exactly. And yes, as I was saying, the excitement is here as we are about to have with us our resource person and an immigration lawyer expert. Please do the honor of introducing Desiree.
Yes, thank you, Alex. We are very lucky today. Without any further ado, let us all welcome Attorney Rochelle Castro, our immigration lawyer of RC & Co Lawyers.
Hi, Attorney Rochelle. Good afternoon.
Hi, Attorney Rochelle.
Hi, Desiree. I'm really looking forward to joining you in this live stream.
Finally, you are here with us. We are very happy and pleasured to be with you in this information session. And today, we are specifically focused on bridging, business visa, correct?
Absolutely. So much to share. And I'm really looking forward to giving some points to our viewers.
Thank you so much for that, Attorney Rochelle. To our viewers, if you have any questions during or after this live stream, please reach out to us on our Facebook page, Facebook account, Instagram, LinkedIn, or check our website. Attorney Rochelle, recently we've been receiving questions about business visa in Australia. How the process is done, the qualifications, and the requirements. Can you please enlighten us about business visa?
Well, Desiree, as you're likely from your experience, most people believe that there are only limited pathways to get into Australia, and that's usually through visiting friends and family or to simply tour. Another way is to study. The other way is to use their skills that they've learned from their profession. What's different with today's visa that we'll be discussing is it's focusing on business owners and even investors and even entrepreneurs. So that is another way to actually get into Australia. And with the recent significant changes, and I say significant because everything is changing these days, as you know, Desiree, and COVID, there's a big promotion that the immigration in Australia is doing, and that is focusing and promoting business visas, bringing in the business owners and even the investors into the country.
Interesting. Attorney, what is the business innovation stream visa?
Well, I know that there will be a series of questions that you and Alex will be asking. This is definitely one of them. I will say that all these visas, and starting from your question, which is they all come under subclass 188. All these types of visas that we will go through is under subclass 188. So going back to your question, a business innovation stream. Business innovation stream, it's a temporary visa. It allows you to bring your family here. It allows you to stay here temporarily for 5 years. You must operate under this visa a new or existing business here in Australia. At the same time, you must meet the 65-point skill assessment. And that would be based on we go back to the skilled occupations list. So you must meet at least the minimum. So this is suitable for people who actually have just the minimum and will have very little chance in competing with the point system in the skilled visa. So there's an option now that's been provided by Australia to look into this type of business visa. Another category on the business innovation stream, Desiree, is that you must be under 55 years old, which is great for people who have just reached 45 years old. They've got the 65 points and they feel devastated because they can no longer look into the skilled visa option. The additional point here is, of course, we're going to keep talking about, and I'll keep mentioning to you and Alex about funding. So it's a business visa or investor visa that we're discussing. What about the funding? For this particular visa, business innovation stream, you will be required to invest 1.25 million Australian dollars. When I say put in, that means your personal and your business assets would be that amount net, and that should be presented to the Australian government. And you must also be nominated by a state or territory in Australia.
It really helps for those who are now watching us. It gives a more additional information to them. And attorney, how about the investor stream visa?
Okay, so the first one that you've asked me is the business innovation stream. This one now you ask me is the investor stream. So the difference is the investor stream visa is similarly, it's a temporary visa. You can bring your family. It's for 5 years. And then the requirement is that you must manage a business here or invest in a business that is worth 1.5 million Australian dollars. There's also that requirement of the 65-point skills list. So it must be according to the skills occupations list, as I previously said. If you're under 55, you meet the requirement for the investor stream visa. There's also that requirement that if you will not invest on a $1.5 million state or territory approved business by the state or territory government, if it's not approved, you can still invest, but it's a higher threshold, which is 2.5 million if it's not approved. But that way, there's that option in an investor stream that if it's not approved, they just increase the threshold of the investment to 2.5 million Australian dollars, even if it's not approved. And that's what's good with the investor stream. It gives a bigger option, but of course, there's that investment. But think about it this way. If you're investing in a business, clearly you're aiming for profit. So although it's a big threshold of the amount of money, at the end of the day, there's that opportunity to penetrate into the Australian business. And as you likely know, and I'm sure Alex knows, Australia is one of the highest living standards. When we say living standards, a lot of things are quite costly here. And that comes in with businesses. They enjoy that, and that means that the return, there's a high likelihood of the return of profits back to the business owner or investor.
Thank you so much for that information, attorney. And I have this other question. What is a significant investor visa?
Now, the second question you asked me was an investor visa. The difference with this, it's called significant, and you're thinking significant. So yes, higher investment threshold. The difference is this is another temporary visa. That's right. 5 years to stay. You can bring your family. There is no age limit. So if you're 60 years old and you can invest 5 million Australian dollars in an approved investment. So there's that additional, there's no age limit. And this is for people who have actually piled up, they've done well during their working lifetime. They've got the significant investment. It can meet the $5 million Australian dollar threshold. They get an approved investment into Australia. And they're also nominated. There's also that element of nominated by the state or territory agency in respect of that investment. No matter how old you are, you can then put your foot in the door through the temporary visa, through the significant investor visa.
We are really learning a lot from this session, attorney. And this one, attorney, what is a business innovation extension stream visa?
Desiree, this is one of the first, because I know that the next one, there will be two that I will mention. So this particular one is actually, it's the further visa to the first visa that I've said. The first visa that you asked me about was the business innovation stream. Now, this visa that you're asking, there's the word extension at the end. So it's the same visa that will allow you an additional 2 to 3 years on top. So it's like topping up your visa extension. Remember how I said that the business innovation stream is good for 5 years? This extension visa allows an additional 2 to 3 years on top of it. And that actually allows, if to those investors and to those viewers that we have, to buy more time in business. To those of you who are running businesses, to those of you who are investors, you know that, unless you're a tech genius, you can earn your money in, let's say, a year. You know that businesses takes time. And these extensions, the government has seen when they granted this visa, it's giving the business time to earn profits, to learn and to evolve the business so that the returns will come in. So in simple terms, this is an extension of 2 to 3 years on top of the business innovation visa. And the same, as long, the only condition is as long as the applicant have complied with the previous conditions, this extension, in my view, will likely be granted with no issue.
Thank you so much for that enlightenment, attorney. Once again, to our viewers, if you have any questions during or after this live stream, please reach out to us on our Facebook page, Facebook account, Instagram, LinkedIn, or you can also check our website. Attorney, I have this other question. If I'm going to apply for a business innovation stream, what are the advantage in choosing this one, or how much money do I need in applying on this one?
Is it the business innovation visa? Yeah, the first thing you got to do is identify the value of your personal assets and your business together, and net, not gross, net. When it hits the 1.25 million, pull them together, pull them together. Your partner, your husband, pull them together when it hits that mark, and you've got the history of running the business. Have a discussion with us, because then there is a chance you will likely qualify for a business innovation visa. Take a chance, because it's not just about putting your foot, this is a different level. That's how I call it. This is a different level of visa, because not only do you get to put your foot in the door of the Australian market, sorry, in the Australian immigration, you're putting your door in the Australian market as a business owner. That's a whole different level of discussion. So yeah, that's the first thing you do. Personal net and assets, and also your business net assets. Pull them together. If it hits 1.25 million Australian dollars, have a look at that type of visa, business innovation visa.
Thank you, attorney. That's 1.125 Australian dollars.
Yes.
Yeah, moving forward, attorney, I'm sure you still have a lot of information to share with our viewers and with us as well. We have one from Facebook. It's about what is significant investors extension stream visa.
The significant investor stream visa is similar to the previous extension visa that I said. This time it's topping up the significant investor visa, which is it allows for the applicant to stay an extra 4 years. Similar conditions as the significant investor visa. Now let's review what that is again. Temporary stay, that additional 4 years on top, which makes it an extension visa. No age limit. That's what I want to emphasize. No age. This is one of the very few visas that could lead to permanency that has no age limit. But the investment is, of course, a higher threshold. There's an exchange to the no limit, of course. You know how Australian visas are quite smart, and these types of approaches, which is 5 million Australian dollars in approved investments. That is approved by a state or territory.
Thank you for that, attorney. So no age limit. But this is from our website, an inquiry about what is premium investor visa stream, attorney.
This is a type of visa that you could apply for once you receive an invitation. So immigration will give you an invitation to apply. So that's the difference between this and all the other visas I've just mentioned earlier. There is no age limit as well. That's what's great about it. This time it's a higher threshold. So I'm going up and up, you notice, with my funding, with the funding that I'm 15 million Australian dollars. And we're talking about the people who are in the higher society, people who have significant investments, people who own corporations and corporations and corporations. So invest in 15 million Australian dollars in Australian investments or philanthropic contributions. This is those large non-profit organizations. So it's corporations who are willing to put some of their funds in that as well. This is what that visa is for, this premium investor visa stream that you're asking. It allows you to stay for 4 years and 3 months, and you must be nominated by an organization recognized by the immigration called Austrade.
Wow. Maybe one reason why this type of visa stream is called premium, attorney.
Yes, you're spot on, Alex.
Okay, let me read one. This is from one of the inquiries in LinkedIn about entrepreneurs stream visa, attorney Rochelle.
This is a different type. So we spoke about two types, yeah, of people in these types of visas. We've got the business owners, we've got the investors, we've got the entrepreneurs. And we know generally entrepreneurs jump from one business to another. They can't sit still. They're known to be, I can't sit still. I built this, moving on. I built this, moving on. I built this. So that's what entrepreneurs are. So a visa is made available for them because Australia has recognized that there are actually these types of applicants that exist that Australia can benefit from. So this visa, the entrepreneur stream visa, allows you to stay for 5 years because they're entrepreneurs. They're required to create a startup, not an existing business, a startup, because they're expected to know how to do a startup. They must be under 55 years old, so there's an age threshold. They must be endorsed by a state or territory government agency. They must have a funding agreement with a third party. Because they're entrepreneurs, they have a lot of contacts. So it's not that the money is coming from their pocket. They actually have an agreement with a third party agency. And the third party, and there's also that recognition by the state or territory in respect of that third party agreement, just to make sure everything is in line, everything is lawful. And that's what's exciting about this particular one, because entrepreneurs are given an opportunity to set foot in Australia and share their startup ideas.
Wonderful. So, yeah, I'm sure we have covered like a number of business visa types, attorney. But with all this business visa that we have discussed, is there a pathway to permanent living in Australia?
Absolutely. For each and every single visa that I've shared with you and Desiree. Absolutely. And the condition is that you could apply for a permanent visa in all these visas that I've just discussed on the condition of, number one, you comply with the conditions of those visas. You maintain the investment, you run your business on investment lawfully, also you have functional English, because I know there are business owners and Alex, Desiree, I've actually had colleagues or peers outside, or even friends who actually run businesses in other countries, in their home countries. Lucrative businesses, by the way. Example, construction, property development, bank owners. Yeah. But they're saying, and you're thinking there must be executives and they have no problem with English. There's an answer to that question, and it's through this subclass 188 visa, because they just require functional English, which is 5 in IELTS, for example. And that's not a very high threshold to reach. So functional English, healthy, you're not gonna bring in the sickness. We don't really know how they will treat this this COVID thing, but the general list right now in health includes that you have no ailments that Australia would have to fund so much. Another thing is that you don't have any debt with the Australian government, so that means when you're running your business here, you're paying your tax properly. All that will allow you and your family, after your first visa expires, which is the temporary visa, or at the end of it, it allows you to apply for a permanent visa so that you and your family can stay here and you can set foot and finally continue establishing your business or your investment or your startup.
Wonderful. One thing I get from there is that every business visa type can give, there is a possibility for a pathway to living in Australia. Interesting. Lastly, attorney, what advice do you have for our viewers?
I'll continue with my advice that I've given Desiree that she asked earlier. Review your personal and business net assets. Review your supporting documents to demonstrate that you've had a history of running the business, managing the business, and or making the investment. See at first in general which visa fits for you, and I say that I don't expect that you would do what the work that our practice team would do, such as match the relevant visa type subclass to you, but really identify how old you are. Is there an age limit? What's your status like? How much funding can you actually commit to this type of visa? And decide if you're willing to bring your business and investment to Australia, which is a big commitment. It's a big commitment. Or expand. Not necessarily take it out from your home country and bring it here. It could also be to expand the business and go in another level, which is international level. And I'm asked to ask our Cinco lawyers how to obtain state or territory government agency nomination, because for each and every single or most of the businesses that I've mentioned, you would require getting a state or territory government agency nomination. When all those basic things are set, have a discussion with our Cinco lawyers, and we're happy to help and guide you in this type of very exciting business visa called Subclass 188.
Thank you so much for that information, Attorney Rochelle. Once again, to our viewers, if you have any questions during or after this live stream, please reach out to us on our Facebook page, Facebook account, Instagram, LinkedIn, or you can also check our website. Thank you again, everyone, for your time, and we hope to see you again.
Yes, thank you so much. Definitely, Desiree. The internet and the social media is the key. I'm sure that has been a lot of information to process. But if you have more questions and inquiries, do not hesitate to contact RC and co-lawyers. I hope this will not be the last, Attorney Rochelle, to have you with us in this information session.
Absolutely not.
Thank you so much. Okay, this wraps up our session for today. My name is Alex Munalan, Business Development Executive of RC and Co-Lawyers.
And I am Desiree Gomez, a legal clerk of RC and Co-Lawyers. Thank you so much, Attorney Rochelle.
Thank you, Attorney Rochelle, and thank you, everyone. Keep safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
RC and Co lawyers offer our services in immigration law. In this subfield of law, you will learn about the many visa subclasses made available by the Minister and the Department of Home Affairs. We aim to provide you with guidance as to the vast categories of visa options, including visitor visas, study and training visas, family and partner visas, working and skilled visas, and refugee and humanitarian visas, as well as other visa avenues particular to your circumstances, including resident return visas and bridging visas. We also offer our services and guidance in citizenship applications, merits appeals, and judicial review on immigration matters.
RC and co-lawyers offer our services in immigration law. In this subfield of law, you will learn about the many subclasses made available by the Minister and the Department of Home Affairs, including visitor visas, study and training visas, family and partner visas, working and skilled visas, and refugee and humanitarian visas, as well as other visa avenues particular to your circumstances, including resident return visas and bridging visas. We also offer our services and guidance in citizenship applications, merits appeals, and judicial review on immigration matters. If you have questions in relation to Australia immigration matters, please do not hesitate to contact us at RC and Co Lawyers.